Everybody, welcome to MTGV Crime Podcast. So I just wanted to come in really fast because I was looking for an update on the model, LA model Maleesa Mooney. She was also into real estate, and she was found stuffed in a refrigerator in a downtown LA high-rise apartment. This guy, Magnus or Maggot Humphrey, Magnus Daniel Humphrey. This is the guy that they arrested for her murder. Well, I just thought it was, first of all, let's say that they have not told us their relationship yet. Like, how did she know him? What they are telling us is that he actually lived with her. He lived with her. That's what they're saying. They She gave him a place to stay and he repaid her with what he did to her. And nobody really knows why he did what he did. But what I find so strange is these guys do stuff like that and then they turn around and want to be crybabies once they in prison. So this guy had to be forced out of his cell because he refused to leave his cell to go to court. So the judge had to order for him to be removed by force if he continued to do what he was doing. Now, how do he think Maleesa felt? Bound, gagged, hogtied in her own refrigerator. They actually said that Maleesa Mooney was alive when she was put in that refrigerator. That's what they're saying. Even though they wasn't able to find her direct cause of death, it ended up being homicidal violence. But this is a guy that they're saying was a friend of hers. I would love to know their relationship. He had a record, a pretty lengthy record that included, drugs, and also I do believe I've seen somewhere sex crimes. But so I just wanted to show y'all. This is Maleesa Mooney that we're talking about. Remember, it is just so strange because Nicole Coates came up unalived in her apartment, which was very close to where Maleesa Mooney stayed. They only stayed blocks away. Now they're saying that this guy did not have anything to do with Nicole, but both of these ladies were found with cocaine in their system. And he was a supplier. He was arrested for drug crimes itself. So he could have been a supplier, or he could have just put it in her system. Maybe she wasn't. I don't know. One thing about it, her sister never mentioned that part. Her sister, Jordan Pauline, she's a pop star or whatever. She mentioned that she was pregnant, but she actually was not pregnant. Her autopsy said she wasn't. She didn't mention if she was on drugs or not. And shout out to Meadowbrook Montreal. Thank you for coming in. Please smack that thumbs up for anybody coming in and out. I would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, so I was looking for an update. I found this. It was actually posted in March. Shout out to Daily Mail, who, found this information out that he had to be extracted from his freaking cell because he didn't want to come out. And they like, nah, baby, you coming up out of there. Like, how do you think she felt stuffed in her refrigerator? And they're saying that she gave this man a place to stay. Like, that don't make sense to me. Of course, he's from Minnesota, which is where they picked him up at. What was their relationship? How does she know him? Shout out to the 12 people in the building. Please smack that thumbs up. And so, yeah, look at him. Let's go through a couple pictures. She did not deserve that, especially if she was looking out for you. Now, let's remember that Maleesa Mooney had just moved into her apartment downtown LA. She hadn't even moved out completely from her other apartment that she was staying at. She was still in the process of moving. As a matter of fact, that's how people were alerted, because she never came to move out her stuff out of the old apartment. So one of the things that I was thinking was maybe this guy was helping her move for whatever reason. And maybe she, gave him a place to stay until they completed that task. That's just one of the things. I really don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of it. What was their relationship? I mean, why did she even have this dude around? Look at him. I mean, you see what I'm looking at here? Like, no. It just don't seem like she would have wanted this guy anywhere around her. He wasn't a good person, you know. And so help me make sense of this. This is Jordan Pauline. That is her sister, who has been, pretty much speaking for her sister this whole time. Her mother hasn't come out and spoke. The only person I see speaking is her sister or her aunt. But it's still so strange to me that her sister said, "Oh, she's pregnant. She wanted to be a mother, and the guy that she was dating told us this." And it's just like, what? That didn't make sense to me because she had recently got a boob job and all of this, and I could tell she was going back for more surgery because she needed her butt to match her boobs, right? So it didn't make sense to me that she would be pregnant. And then they never mentioned that a boyfriend moved out with her. She moved alone. And as a matter of fact, she gave this maggot a place to stay. So she clearly wasn't in a relationship, is how I'm looking at it, unless she had just one of those type of relationships. But no, because I haven't heard of a boyfriend coming out speaking in her defense. Please smack that thumbs up, the 23 people in here, and subscribe if you have not. This is a crime channel, and I have a whole playlist about this case. This is what he looked like when we first saw him. And I was like, what? I definitely didn't expect to see this raccoon. You know what I'm saying? So, what was their relationship? Was she really on drugs? Shout out to 755. Thank you for checking in. Was she really on drugs? Was he the supplier? Was he gonna help her move? And I had heard somewhere when all of this was going on that they seen a guy coming into her apartment with plastic bags with her key fob. But the last time that she was seen in the elevator with a guy and a woman. It might have been two women, a guy and two women. So it sounds like somebody entered that apartment with him as well. And they're not saying anything about none of that. So let me just read some of this article, y'all, that I'm looking at here. This is from the Daily Mail, and this article is from March of 2024. It says a Minnesota man accused of murdering a model in LA home before stuffing her body in a refrigerator has been forced out of his cell to appear in front of the judge. Magnus, that's an ugly name for an ugly face and ugly activities. But Magnus Daniel Humphrey, 41, appeared before Superior Court Judge Kerry White on Tuesday after he adamantly refused to leave the jail twice. So the judge signed the extraction order on March 8th, which didn't provide the alleged killer choice but to appear. So he's a drug convict. Humphrey, 41 years old, is accused of the brutal unaliving of model and Beverly Hills real estate agent Maleesa Mooney. The 31-year-old's family had alarmed police after they had not heard from her for a few days. And what was so upsetting about that is it was 2 days her body was in there. The family initially called on the 10th. I just remember the 10th because the 10th, and I can't remember the month right now, but that is the same time that Nicole Coates was found. They didn't find her until, as a matter of fact, it was September. They didn't find her until September 12th because the family went, called the police for a wellness check. The police went, knocked on the door, no answer, obviously. They left. The family had to call back again 2 days later for a wellness check that should have happened 2 days prior. That's just crazy. And so they end up going the second time, and the family did something different this time. The second time, they called the apartments and asked if they could do a wellness check because they hadn't heard from her. So the apartments then called the police, and that's how they finally got this wellness check done. And they ruled it as homicidal violence. They didn't know what exactly took her out. They even said, oh, her injuries alone wouldn't have killed her, so they ruled it homicidal violence. Like, this dude tortured her. He really did. I mean, I read the whole autopsy in my other videos. If y'all want to check out that playlist, and I'm gonna link that to this video for later. What time is it? Okay, I got a few minutes. Okay, so it says Humphrey refuses to comply with the sheriff's order to use if he refuses, they are ordered to use all reasonable force and restraints necessary to produce the defendant in court. So by mid-morning, the bailiffs walked in with Humphrey, who's wearing what we see right here, pouting like a baby. Get out of here. Boy, knock it off. And so, yeah, he appeared. And so let's see what happened. So they found, well, we know what happened to her. Let's see. They found Miss Mooney's body wedged inside the refrigerator. The autopsy report said Mooney had blunt force injuries and lacerations on her body, and the cause of death was determined as homicidal violence, according to the officials with the LA County medical examiners. The report also detailed the torture Mooney endured. Her wrists and ankles were tied, and gag was placed in her mouth. He had all kind of things wrapped around her neck, all kind of particles of clothing wrapped around her. Yeah, just cords and all kind of stuff, y'all. So, but the investigations have still remained quiet on how they knew each other. So the model was last seen alive in her apartment building security camera on September 6, 2023. Okay, and let me see. These were the apartments that she was living in at the time. And so please smack that thumbs up. It's 20 in a building with 7 thumbs up. And please subscribe to the channel. So her family said Mooney was pregnant, but the autopsy report said otherwise. Mooney's sister, singer and actress Jordan Pauline, told News Nation her sister was brutally tortured before she finally died. She was in a struggle. Both her ankles were broken, her hands, her legs, Jordan said in tears. It's very gruesome details. She was definitely in a struggle. It wasn't something that quickly happened. Humphrey was arrested November 3rd. And this happened September 10th, I believe. So, November 3rd in his Minneapolis home on unrelated federal arrest and extradition to California. So he had been on federal probation for narcotic offenses. So he was on probation at the time that this happened. So the trial date has yet to be set, but the judge ordered Humphrey back in court on June 12th. And I haven't seen anything else that indicate that he actually went to court that day. This is the most updated article that I was able to find. And again, shout out to the Daily Mail for giving us an update, because when I look, there's nothing since February 22nd of 2022. So that's the most current update with this dude. Yeah, very much so, 755. I mean, horrific. She did not deserve what she got at all. Let me see if this video will play. Let's see. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe him in court. It's doing the ads right now. Let's see. I gotta get out of here in a minute anyway. Please smack the thumbs up. I only got 7 thumbs up now with 17 people. Can y'all double tap the screen and hit the thumbs up? Just double tap. Or you can also hit the 3 dots and thumbs up the video. If you watching it on after I'm not live, just hit the thumbs up like we used to do before all of these updates, and I will greatly appreciate it. Yeah, that was a dead article. I mean, it looked like it was something to do with this, but it wasn't. So annoying. But yeah, so let me pull her picture back up. This is or his ugly mug too. But this is who we're talking about, Maleesa Mooney. Look at these again. Again, I don't know why she would have this dude anywhere in her presence. Really don't. It seemed like she was at the height of her career. She had graduated. She was into real estate. She was a real estate agent. She was a model. You know, she was an IG model as well because she had a lot of pictures there. Yeah, in company with this dude. Let's see. Just looking to see. Hold on, somebody talking crazy. Thank you for the timing them out, Meadowbrook. Especially if they in here acting a fool. Let's see. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, so later I want to talk about Sonya Massey. It's a lot that I have to say about that. So I do have a live stream set up. If y'all could go and thumbs up that video, put on all notifications. I have it set for later today or tomorrow. But it'll be one of them. But obviously I'm here, so it won't be too early tomorrow. But we definitely gonna talk about it because I got a lot to say, you know. And I also want to know what y'all think about it because this dude, he cannot get away with this. He should have never been a cop. Never. Not ever. Shout out to Young Riz. Thank you so much for coming in. And so I'm going to get up out of here, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with me for these 17 minutes, 15 or 50 seconds. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Peace and love, y'all. We out.